Welcome to RED Red. It's Michelle Barone, your host, here with my co-host, Ashleigh McPherson. What's going on, Ash?
What's going on? I'm excited for today's episode. We got a lot going on. We got a virtual guest, and we have an in-person guest.
Yes, we do. And they are actually a pair. They are from the band Bouche. They are incredible world-renowned songs that they have, like Be My Lover and so many more. Bouche, I grew up listening to Bouche. They have a special place in my heart. I always dance the night away to their songs and still do. I will till I die. And I'm very thankful and excited to have met them. I'd like to introduce you to Rayne McCray, who's here on Zoom, and my friend Dana Rayne. What's up, guys?
Oh, what's going on?
Are you ready to reveal your best skin yet? Look no further than Derma Laser Center, your premier destination for advanced aesthetic treatments. We understand that confidence starts with healthy, radiant skin, offering a wide range of services tailored to your unique needs. From laser hair removal to skin rejuvenation using state-of-the-art technology to help you achieve your skincare goals effectively and safely. Say goodbye to unwanted hair, stubborn acne, or age spots. With our personalized approach and proven results, we trust Derma Laser Center to deliver exceptional care and unparalleled results. Ready to take the first step towards glowing, flawless skin? Visit Derma Laser Center today and discover the difference for yourself. Schedule your consultation now. Call 845-47-DERMA. That's 845-473-3762. Or find us on the web at dermalasercenterny.com. Your journey to beautiful skin starts here. Hey guys, before today's episode, I want to talk to you about something that Ashleigh and I care a lot about, mental health.
That's right. Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. And Mental Health America of Dutchess County is the perfect place for that help.
Absolutely. Mental Health America of Dutchess County is super empowering and helps so many people with so many problems.
Honestly, it's pretty amazing seeing how mental health actually affects people. I mean, the guests that we've had on the show, we've talked about mental health in almost every episode, and it's a serious topic.
Now's the time to prioritize your mental well-being. If you're suffering from anxiety, depression, or anything mental health related, visit Mental Health America Dutchess County at mhaDutchess.org. Oh my gosh. So, you know, I want to start with Rayne and just talking about your years with Bouche. It's been a long time. You have made and sold millions of records. You've done things that artists dream of doing, and you've been performing forever. Started out with you and Melanie Thornton, and the two of you had some serious magic. I would just love to talk about where it all began, how it started, and I definitely want to hear the stories behind the music as well.
The stories behind the music are always pretty interesting. But how Melanie and I met, I was in the Air Force, right? And I was stationed in Germany. And a friend of mine was singing with her in a cover band called Groovin' Affairs. He was unable to do a couple of gigs, asked if I could cover for him. I was like, sure, no problem. So I go in and I do it, and the band falls in love with me because, you know, I mean, who doesn't? But I did the gigs. They wanted me to stay. And I said, well, you need to talk to my friend Eddie because this was his gig. I'm not trying to be that kind of guy. And as it turned out, he wasn't able to fulfill the obligation, and I stayed. And so Melanie and I started working together. And subsequently, she was working with Uli Brenner and Amir Saraf with a production deal. She asked me if I was interested in possibly joining this project with her. And I was like, well, at the point I had never been inside a studio, not a real legit studio. I had been in those little mall recording booths or whatever, you know, the cassette tapes or whatever.
Yeah.
And we started, you know, recording. And lo and behold, you know, Sweet Dreams came out after a little bit of issue. And cut me off if I'm running on too much.
No, go, Rayne, go.
All right. So the story goes, Sweet Dreams was actually recorded prior to me getting into the picture. And no one in Germany wanted to sign it. And so Uli Brenner knew someone at Scorpio Music in Paris, France, sent it to them. They passed on it. Someone there sent it to a DJ friend of theirs down in Italy. He started playing it on the radio. And before you know it, the song was #1 in Italy.
Wow.
There was no video, no nothing, no pictures, just the song. And so the first promotion that we did was there in Italy with about 50 security people locked arms around us. And Melanie and I were like, is Michael Jackson or Madonna here? What's up, And we go out on stage and there's like 60,000 people sitting there in Marostica, Italy for this festival they call Festival Bar, where they highlight the top 100 songs for the year. All those artists were there. And we were the #1 artist for 1994.
Wow. That's amazing. That's it. And who doesn't know the song Sweet Dreams, right? I mean, who doesn't sing to that at 1 a.m., in the best nightclub? You can go to any nightclub in the country, in the world. That song is still relevant today. It is incredible. So #1 in Italy, where did it go from there?
Well, from there, then it came back to Germany. They figured, okay, well, if it's doing that well down there, we'll go ahead and sign it. And this is when Frank Farian of Milli Vanilli fame, No Mercy, Boney M, came into the picture. And we started putting a record together. And at this point, I'm still in the Air Force. I'm not supposed to be leaving outside of a 300-mile radius. And I was finding myself in Greece. I was finding myself in Italy. I was finding myself in Russia, bringing back bottles of ouzo, grappa, vodka for my supervisor, which is illegal to do ethically, but I did it.
And all of a sudden, you're Italian, right? You're like, that's it. I fit in here.
And so then I began driving from the base that I was stationed at in near Luxembourg. And it was like a 3.5-hour ride to Frankfurt where the studio was. I'd get off of work at 4:30 and I would drive. I'd be in the studio until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I would drive back, go back to work, unshaved, teeth unbrushed at work. And I did that most of the week. And I was exhausted, but I had a good buddy of mine would ride shotgun with me. And those were some of the best days I can recall. We were still doing the Groove and Affairs thing with the band. Now our price was getting up a little bit. We could ask for more money. And I thought I was in heaven. I thought I was a rich, making, $800 on the weekend, And since I couldn't sign a contract with the label because I was still in the military, for every promotional item we did, they gave me like 1,000 German marks at the time, while Melanie was getting the 1,500 marks as a stipend for the production deal that she had. So at one point, I had like 70,000 marks just sitting in my house, not knowing what to do with it.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I got out December 1st of 1994. Had a little battle with the contract, and once we got that resolved, I signed. Got a nice, healthy signing bonus, an unheard of amount of points for new artists, which typically might get 1 to 3 points, maybe 7, maybe, but we were given 12 points.
Wow.
And then everything just took off from there. It was long before social media and cell phones and all this other stuff. So, you hear the song on the radio, and I pulled over the first time, like, oh my God, I'm on the radio. And then I got home and I called my mom and I told her, she said, well, yeah, babe, that's nice. So it didn't have the same punch as it would now,
Oh, I know, but you know what? It's still amazing to be on the radio, and it's unbelievable that you were able to have such an amazing audience, in that time, right? And just with all the music that you had. Furthering on, right? Melanie unfortunately passed away in a plane crash. What was that like? You guys went through so much together. She was on the verge of starting a solo career, right? At some point, and then ended up unfortunately passing away. What was that like for you? Because I know you two had magic together.
Yeah, we did. I think in the beginning of the career, everyone thought we were dating. And I had no problem with anybody thinking that, but we were all dating different people. And we were basically married, spending every day, every week together, traveling, laughing, experiencing mishaps and, all kinds of things. Knowing her family, her knowing my family. And I actually was out in Las Vegas spending Thanksgiving with my dad, God rest his soul, when Crystal Waters called me and asked me if I had heard something about a plane crash. I was like, no, I haven't heard anything. Then another friend of mine, David, called me and he said, yeah, the plane was a Cross-Air flight, it was a subsidiary of Swiss Air, went down. There were 23 people on it. Melanie was supposed to have been one of them, but they didn't know any of the details. And just as I hung the phone up, I saw the ticket run across CNN. American-born singer Melanie Thornton perishes in Cross-Air flight. And people that know me with my military background, I have a way of compartmentalizing emotion, when it's time to go to work or get out in the field or what have you. And I grabbed my cigarettes and I went out on the kitchen side of my dad's house, leaned up against the wall, exhaled, and I was so numb I couldn't even cry, because I knew Melanie was a very tenacious young lady. If anyone would have survived, as some did, she would have been one of them. But sad to say, she was not. And it's unfortunate, but there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her. Mm-hmm. And not from a what we could have done kind of thing, but was just a genuine, really sweet girl. Had everything going for her. She was working a Christmas song called "Wonderful Dreams of Christmas" that still charts to this day.
Wow.
Going to Zurich to promote that. And of course, there's some stuff I read about the flight, on National Geographic, where they reenact these tragedies and what could have been prevented. And it was totally preventable. The pilot was denied entry into flight school several times. Let the landing gear down on a flight while he was on the tarmac, landed in a different country that he was supposed to be in. So when you think about the would have, could have, should have kind of thing or whatever, but we all got to raise up out here at some point, and the question then lies, what's your legacy going to be? And she's left a wonderful legacy. So subsequent to her passing, I kind of wilded out, if I could be honest, and say, I was drinking Heineken at 8:00 in the morning, staying out all night, partying, until I had a spiritual epiphany. God with his foot on my neck, where everything that I was trying to do was failing. Gigs were falling through. I went back to our agent, who I won't say who he is. He told me that Bouche was dead. It died with Melanie, and that I should find a real job.
Oh my God.
So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what? I'm a tough cookie, so I got back with Ruben, who was with Pyramid Entertainment, and we just rebranded and enter Dana Rataco Rayne into the picture, and we had gone from there to being one of the most celebrated groups out there for our professionalism, our live singing, our appearance, just all the good things that you want to hear, from the people, and because not all of us are professional, and some kind of have a silver spoon in their mouth, and they expect, or they feel kind of like it's still back in the 90s kind of thing, but you still have to work. It's a job, it's not just hanging out on the weekends, but we still put out new music, unlike some of the other artists. But yeah, that was a tragedy. And there's so many things connected to her passing. She had got married the year before to a guy named Christian, who was a sociopath. They divorced. Somehow the divorce got overturned because they didn't go through marriage counseling. He subsequently got off her royalties, got her home in Atlanta. The only thing her family got was the insurance from the flight.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Wow.
But that which does not, kill you makes you stronger.
Wow. Well, I am so thankful that you shared that moment with us. It's hard to be vulnerable, and to have your own management team say something like that to you is terrible. But
it wasn't really like our team. He was the agent that was booking us. I never really liked him anyway.
Yep.
To be honest, right? And I can say this. No, I won't say that. I won't say that.
Don't worry, Lane. You said so much, and so much that has touched so many people. And Bouche will never be dead. Bouche is amazing, and Dana is here, and you are incredible, Dana. I am so thankful that we met. Thank you for coming in person. And the songs that you sang, and your voice is incredible. When I met you and I saw you in Soundcheck, I was like, this girl can blow. And you told me a story when we first met, and you said, Michelle, I was, I had some issues in school growing up, And the one thing I could do was sing. And when I sang at my talent show, I started to get recognized. It built my confidence. Can you talk to me about that?
Sure. Yeah, I was getting bullied, which I don't know. It was hard. I just didn't grow up with anybody else in the high school, and then even though we all lived in the same town, it was definitely a little rough the first 2 years. And after I did that talent show, it saved me. It went from getting bullied to being like nominated for prom queen kind of thing.
Wow.
It was sort of cool that's the way it turned around. And honestly, I really put all of my drive and my love into music into a DJ company I was working with, and those are my people to this day. That was my high school, that was my college. They are, everything to me. So I really didn't have like a high school crew. I had, a performing crew. And to be able to work there from 15 to Andy Zano, thank you. To be able to work there from 15 to like 30 was just so cool. So yeah, and Lane and I ended up having the same manager, because I then released a cover. It was Object of My Desire. I think it was 85, 84 hit. And it did rather well in the UK.
Yeah.
So it did a little tour there. And then it was sort of weird how it worked out, but I had gotten signed to Next Plateau Records. And I was their first artist as their comeback. They originally had Salt and Pepper. Had, oh my God, who did they have? They had an actor, a big actor. And I can't think of it.
That's all right.
It'll
Listen,
come to you.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
it'll come
Salt and
to you.
Pepper is all you have to say.
It's so funny because I was laughing about what actor they had. So anywho, but yeah, I was their first artist to come back, and it was funny how we released it in America. It really didn't do anything. It did amazing in the UK, and because it did amazing in the UK, it came back to America. So yeah, it did the club run for a little bit after that, and yeah, really wasn't too sure which avenue I wanted to take. And then with Lane and I having the same manager and linking us up together, it's pretty much been history ever since. I mean, Lane has other singers that he works with, but to be blessed now to be America and Canada,
Yes.
Bouche, is so incredible.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
so incredible.
absolutely.
I mean, Lane has become such an amazing part of my life. He's an awesome person, and he's so hardworking and so creative, and yeah, it's been truly a blessing.
And how many years has it been now?
It's been a long time. I think it's been since like 2008.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's amazing.
And
Incredible.
the incredible thing that she's not telling you is the first show we did, we had 0 in-person rehearsals, right? And she knew every word, everything about the show. And we always laugh about this meeting because it was at a resort in St. Pete called.
I don't even remember what it was called.
It was a gay men's resort, right? And so we walk into the rooms, and the beds are up on these big wooden boxes, mirrors on the wall, and I'm like looking around. And of course, Dana will tell you the story about her and her mom coming alive.
Oh my gosh, I'll never forget the line my mom came out with. Can I share it? Because I swear.
Yes.
So first of all, the people who own the place were so sweet and so amazing and so nice. But they just didn't upkeep the hotel, because I just think it got wrecked all the time. So it was disgusting. I mean, first of all, I don't know why, but my manager sends me out 2 days before the show. So, and we're staying there. We're staying at the
gosh.
resort. So this is what we walk into the room, and there's stains all over the carpets. I mean, they've never changed the bedding. It was horrifying. And I go to take off my shoes, and my mom goes, "Dana, do not take off your shoes. I do not want you getting pregnant." It's like, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard my mom say, ever.
So funny.
That is so
But
funny.
I'll never forget, we asked for more towels. I'm sorry, Lane.
And the people were really, really extremely nice, I have to say. And you think a resort would be like on the water, the beach or something like that, but I don't think that it was. But as we were walking to the green room, which is one of the rooms closest to the stage, we walked past these windows with the curtains open with people in various stages of undress, right? And I'm like, wow, okay, this is the kind of place this is, right? But the show was phenomenal. It's one of the best shows I remember us doing, because we were focused, laser focused. It was hot as all get out. But we did what we had to do, and we've been together ever since. She's my number one girl. When she can get out and do shows, she's always there. And she doesn't take herself too seriously. We have fun out there on the stage. And all the girls that I work with are good, but Dana is a cut above the rest, if I can say that. Her parents are just tremendous. They got to meet my mom and dad at a gig we did in New York, had them out till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Awesome.
My parents, who are divorced, married to different people, slept in the same room. My mom comes out the next morning. I just want you to know I slept on top of the covers. I said, hey, yeah, grown mom. Had nothing to do with that.
Dana, you brought them back together? Is that so?
Oh my God.
Parent trap.
Parent trap.
Right? How funny.
I love it. That's
My
so
dad didn't want
funny.
to stay with me because I smoked, and so they hooked up. Well, not hooked up, but they stayed together. So.
Michelle, have you seen these stunning pieces from Rock and Roll Designs?
Absolutely. I am obsessed. Like, this white jade is my absolute favorite. It goes with every outfit.
Totally. I love that piece. I'm actually wearing it as well. I feel like every time I wear it, my vibes are just so high.
Oh my God, me too. I have to tell you, same here. It's either the chunky white bracelet or necklace for me. Love them. It's not too over the top either.
I feel like I could dress it up, dress it down. I can wear it out. I can wear them to the gym even. I bring them
Exactly.
everywhere with me.
Yeah, and they're like really strong too. Like, they don't break and they're chic. Love it.
Rock and Roll Designs has definitely become a staple in my accessory collection, and Rock and Roll Design can become a perfect addition to your collection too. Every piece of jewelry is custom, and every crystal has a special meaning that will help you with your self-care practices. Check out their websites at www.rockandrolldesign.org to find the perfect piece for you.
You've shared so many memories together. What has been the most iconic moment for the two of you? And Lane, I'll ask you that separately too, because I know you had other iconic moments. So what's been your most iconic moment through this journey with Lane and La Bouche?
Oh, I don't know. Like, iconic, definitely one of our Russia shows, I'd say, just because it was the largest audience I have ever seen anywhere for anything.
How many?
So cool.
Anyone, anything, like maybe other than like a world concert where, it's, I don't know.
How many people was it?
It was like, I don't know, 45,000. It was
Wow.
something
Gosh,
ridiculous.
that's crazy.
I will never, ever forget that, just because I wasn't really expecting it.
Yeah.
I just wasn't mentally prepared. And I just feel like, I don't know, there's nothing
that's
more
crazy.
incredible
Yeah.
than going in front of that many people,
Yeah.
right? I know that you've had so many more experiences, Lane, but definitely, one of those Russia shows was.
What about you, Lane?
Oh man, there are so many, but I have to say there are, like with Dana and I think probably the largest crowd we've done has been like 80,000 in a place near Oberhausen, Germany. And I just remember the feeling that I always get walking from the dressing room with the security guards to the stage, looking like $1 million and feeling good about how we're looking. And iconic moments, oh man, not actually on the stage, but traveling, meeting Grace Jones on the Concorde. The label had us going back and forth, so they flew us on the Concorde, which was like amazing. And Grace Jones comes on the flight, and she's sunglasses. And she wraps up. She looks over her glasses at me and Melanie. We're sitting at row 4 or 5. She goes, "Thank God, some more Black people." I was like, okay. And she walks back to her seat. I'm freaking out on this whole 3.5-hour flight to Paris. That was Grace Jones, and Melanie was like, "I'm trying to sleep." I'm like, "But you don't understand. This is Grace Jones." Pull up to the bumper, I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect for you. Island Records, legend, icon,
Yeah.
right?
Amazing.
So we got to going to our little special luggage retrieval place, and I'm still talking to Miss Jones, and I asked her, is someone coming to pick her up? She said, "You're supposed to have a driver here," but she didn't know. I said, "We'll be more than happy to give you a ride if you like it." So we took her to her apartment, And Melanie sat there in the front seat, and me and Miss Jones were talking, and I was asking about Boomerang, how's Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry, and she was just so gracious, And so this is the quality, the kind of artist that I've tried to be, is that kind of grace, sharing that with people, because you never know when people come up to you, oh, we really like to get your autograph, and you think it's just something, it's really shallow, but it turns out, somebody's mother told them that they were going to hell because they were gay, or they were going through a divorce, or they were going through this or that, and the music played an integral part in how they moved through their life. So I've never taken that for granted. I probably, as far as an iconic moment on stage, if I can narrow it down to one, I would have to say, I can't really just say, because I take them all in. The Rio comes to mind, Las Vegas.
Yep.
I remember them introduced us with all this fervor. International recording artist, Rayne McCray, Melanie Thornton, all the way from Germany. Bouche. And we go out, run out on stage, and Rayne goes over the edge.
No.
Yes.
No.
My then girlfriend had some sunglasses made for me. They were like red to match my red Gucci pants, my red Gucci shirt, but they blocked out certain colors. And I go down, I get up really quick, not realizing I had, fallen over. I had scraped my leg up on one of those little guardrail things or whatever. And we did the show, and I'm shaking and popping, doing my thing. And we get back in the dressing room, and I pull my pant leg up, and it was just scraped down to the white meat.
Oh my gosh.
And Melanie was laughing her ass off. I was like, and I had to laugh too, because it was funny, because I've never taken myself too seriously, because when I do, shit like that happens.
I love it. I love it so much. And you know what? Look at those moments, right? It's like, those are the incredible moments that something like so silly sticks out.
Oh my gosh. I have a torturous one with you, Rayne, when we were in Jersey. I was like so excited to be in America. I'm like, yeah, with my people, right? And I had gone to the bathroom before the show. We went to go pick up Rayne at the hotel. And I'm going out of the bathroom. And I see this line of white flashing me. I had toilet paper hanging out of the back of my pants. So I'm hysterical laughing. I'm like, how did I do that, right? So I pull it out and we laugh about it, right? So now I'm wearing these black, like, vinyl rubber kind of pants, but you could see every detail in this thing. Like if you had a little piece of lint, you would be able to see. So now we're on stage and there are these two bitches in the front, like laughing at me. And I'm like, I'm fat. I'm like, they're making fun.
Oh my gosh, now you're
know what I mean?
overthinking
Like,
up
yeah,
there.
like all the stupid women things that come through your mind. And I'm looking, my husband's in the audience and I'm trying to be like, can you come over here and help me out? Because this is not helping. Like now I'm not singing well because now I'm holding my breath.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? So now as I'm getting off the stage, my husband's coming towards me and I'm like, I really needed you. Like I had people laughing at me in the front and he's like, well, babe, you have something in your pants. And I'm like,
no.
What? And there it is. One square of toilet paper is rolled like this, and it's like this, right out of my crotchal area. And I wanted to die. I'm like this. I'm like, like
no.
I cried for like 2 days. Two days. And
Mine wasn't even showing that big, so I was like, what?
oh my God, it was so embarrassing. It pretty much looked like a little peach. Just, like right
So funny. No one wanted to tell you earlier.
I know. Come on.
Right?
What the heck?
And I'm like, you were all the way in the back row to my husband. You couldn't come up and be like, you couldn't say anything to me. And for you to say that I had something in my pants in the back, like that means
my gosh,
everybody could have seen it.
That is so annoying. Those two, you'll never forget those two women. That's for
No,
sure.
it's only as embarrassing as you'll let it be, though. If you just tell yourself it's not embarrassing, it's not embarrassing.
Exactly.
I've had other embarrassing things. I don't know why that one really. That's all right.
Well, hey, it was a moment, right?
Yeah.
It was definitely a moment.
Now I can
so
laugh.
I want to talk about the stories that behind the music. You know, you've done some incredible songs. Be My Lover, SOS, Sweet Dreams, so many. Talk to me about one of the songs and the story behind it. You know, how did it come about? Who wrote it? I want to know, you know, from your perspective, you can choose one that you feel has a great story. feel free. But I'd love to learn more about that. And then I want to talk about some of your upcoming projects.
Well, one of the things, that we were blessed with being produced by Germans was their language skills weren't of such they could write anything in English. So we got the opportunity to write or co-write songs, right? So Mel and I were doing a Groovin' Affairs gig. I already started working on the production deal with them. And we were sitting backstage in between sets, kind of like drying off, changing clothes, what have you, for the second set. And so Melanie was very direct, straight, no chaser, just, boom, whatever comes out, comes out. She says, so how do you feel about mixing business and pleasure? I said, well, it's been my experience that it doesn't really work because I was in this Air Force entertainment group called Tops and Blues, 30 cast members, and we did shows all over the world. And the girl that I was dating on my first tour was pissed off at me about something. And there was a point in the show where we were supposed to get together and do this little thing together. And she just eyes front, didn't look at me. And I felt really shitty. Like, it was the most ugly feeling in the world. Like someone trying to come to hug you and you just kind of recoil, right? That kind of feeling. And so I said, that's been my experience. I said, but now I can't say that it can't work. We've had some examples, Sonny and Cher, Marvin and Tammy, Captain and Smil, Kiki D, Elton John, Peaches and Herb, on and on and on. I said, so I guess it just depends on the people, and, who knows, So we left that alone, got back to our thing. A couple of weeks later, we're in the studio. We get this track, which was Be My Lover, musically.
Stop.
And she started.
That's so funny. I can't get over it. Like, I really, after that conversation, then Be My Lover comes out. Keep going.
I mean, it wasn't called Be My Lover. It was just a track, right? And so we began writing, sit at the table, and she starts writing, looking back on all the time that we've spent together. You should know by now if you want to be my lover, right? And I was like, I hear what you say. I see what you do. I know everything, but I want you to know what it's telling me is that you want to be my lover. I get it, And then the la da da dee da da part was we couldn't fit any words into that musical phrase, so we left that as the hook. And that is where that song came from, out of a conversation we had about possibly dating one another. And I wish she was here to tell her side of the story, but that's how accurately I recall it. But I never wanted to date anybody that I was working with because it would always turn out bad. And there's too many examples, even in this genre of music, of it turning out bad. One of the groups, the guy and the girl fought violently. He busted her in the head with a lamp. They had to stay on opposite ends of the hotel, separate floors. And who wants to work like that, So after the song came out, there did become a little separation of what we did on stage. I'm singing, so now I'm in the front. You're rapping now, slide back kind of thing. That connection was going. She was dating her driver. I was dating the girl from Culture Beat, and it was the dynamic changed. We were still awesome, but the dynamic changed, as most relationships do as you go on. I wish when she left the group in 2000, when the contract was up, the obligation was up, had she trusted me more to tell me that she was seeking out a solo career, because I would have been her number one supporter, because her voice was like no other. She was angelic, powerful,
amazing.
She had everything going for her, and I got stuck with this ratchet ass chick from the Netherlands, who had screwed everybody from here to Jakarta, and subsequently started to do shows on her own as Bouche. And I've had to smack her down from occasion, from doing shows. And all the rest of that will be in the book. There's too much to talk about right now. But
no, but that's amazing. So it was about you too. I never knew that. And, if I knew that I would have the opportunity to interview you someday when I was a little girl, I'd be like, no way. Your music has touched the entire world. Thank you so much for sharing these stories with us and telling us,
And when we were down in Miami where we met, Ruben, his wife, me and Dana, we went to, Dana, was that a restaurant we went to?
It was like a tiki hut.
The tiki hut. Yeah,
something.
yeah.
It was a seafood restaurant or
Yeah, it was a little
something.
seafood hut.
Anyway, we were there and we were sitting there, and all of a sudden we hear this song playing on the radio.
You're talking about Me and You.
We can take it nice and slow. That was one of our songs. One of the other ones I really enjoyed called Nice and Slow. Melanie and I wrote that. And it kind of was like the song leading up to Be My Lover. But it was playing on the jukebox. So
Wow.
like
That's so
we
cool.
went to like an Irish restaurant one of the days that we were in Miami. That's what it was.
And there it was.
That's so cool.
That's crazy. You know, Lane, and this might be, if it's too personal, don't feel like you have to answer this. But in hindsight, do you wish you made a different choice in that moment? When she said, "Be my lover," you know? When she was into it, do you wish you made a different choice?
I think probably if she had been a different kind of woman, I'm not really into like aggressive. I'm confident, yeah, but aggressive, grabbing like Grace Jones, so the Princess and Conan, how do you get a man to like you? You just grab him by the balls. I don't like that. I don't like that, I like a more demure, sophistication. And Melanie was, she was, guns blazing kind of chick, and that's great, But for me, and plus I was already seeing somebody. It was difficult,
you were seeing somebody.
So there's no hindsight for that. For me, I loved her. I would have died for her. I would have done anything for her. And at the end of the day, we're all just looking for love, validation, and I'm still looking for all of that, and some more, So somebody.
You know what, Lane? You know what? I like to matchmake, so maybe we'll see.
Yeah, nobody's gonna want an old man, 60 plus.
You are amazing up there. You guys were incredible at the show, and so much more to come. Let's talk about, for just a couple more minutes, about things that you're promoting and coming up now, new music, things you're doing together. I want to hear all about it. I know you guys are headed to Guadalajara, right, to do a show?
And Mexico.
Yeah, Guadalajara, Mexico City, and some other horror city in Mexico somewhere. But in between the shows, we definitely are doing music. Dana and I are recording. I'm always asking her if she wants to do this song, whatever. And then we got a whole lot of material right now. So trying to whittle it down to what comes next is crucial. I'm supposed to be going out to Los Angeles to shoot a video for a song called I Want It All, written by the guys from Two Brothers on the Floor, Maurice, and his writing partner. I'm just trying to figure out what it is, because it's different now from what it was yesteryear. There's no record labels, there's no PR company, there's no A&R. You either have to do it.
Listen, if you need TikTok promotion, that's where it's at. We got your girl Ashleigh here. We got all the TikTokers.
I'm ready.
We know them all. Just get me the music and we'll get the TikTok going for you. That's
I
it.
did a 6-hour course with this lady over in Germany about social media, how to post, when to post, what to post, and all this other stuff. I don't have time to sit there. That's a job in itself, How does someone of my maturity, find himself interesting to like 20, 30 years old? It's crap.
Well, that's what we do, Lane.
If you need someone.
That's what we do for a living.
I know a group of girls.
We own a social media marketing company. That's what we do. And we build big brands. And our goal is to just get the word out about things. But truly, if you ever need help promoting the songs, you let me know. I love you guys, believe in you guys. The world believes in you guys. And, I love your music so much. And you just bring it all to life. So thank you for delivering your talent to us. We love you guys. Where can we find you online? Speaking of social media, where can people look you up?
Lane at Dr. Lane McCray, Bouche on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Sir Lane McCray, or just McCray. And on Tinder, I think I'm no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he might be on Tinder. Just check him out. Lane McCray's his name, just in case.
Big Papa, yeah, that's me.
Big Papa, the talented artist, He's and I'm telling you, ladies, if you think he looks good here, he looks better in person. He's even more handsome there. So let's go. Find Lane. And Dana, what about you?
I'm an Instagram girl, so I think it's Dana _ Rayne, RAYNE.
Yep.
The number 5.
Yeah, and make sure you check out Dana Rayne. She's an incredible talent and member of Bouche, America, Canada. That's right. You can find me at Michelle Barone online. Ashleigh?
You guys can find me at Ash McPherson, 2 H's on all socials.
Yes, and we'll see you soon. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel to see this full production and Patreon for more info. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.